Is there a family rift going on between the Jackson family? Well, there could be because of this new movie, the new Michael movie, the highly anticipated movie that stars Jafar Jackson. But behind the scenes, Jafar's family, especially his cousin and his famous aunt, Janet, disagree with everything going on with the Michael movie. But Jafar has the support of his dad, Jermaine, who attended the premiere as well. We get to it as viral stars right now. Welcome to Viral. I'm your host as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Viral. We talk about, is there another Jackson family rift going on between the Jacksons? Well, that could be the case behind the scenes as Jafar Jackson stars as his incredible uncle, Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer of all time thus far. He stars as him in the highly anticipated movie Michael that has been released and has critics talking about this movie nonstop. Well, Jafar's dad, Jermaine, who's supporting him in the movie premiere, along with his other family members, are supported. But noticeably hasn't been seen or heard from is Jafar's famous aunt Janet and cousin Paris, Michael's daughter. Well, our very own Bob Evans. Bob, can you dig deep into this situation? What's going on between the Jackson family and their rift going on between on the Michael movie?
Tonight on Viral, the Jackson family is once again at the center of a storm surrounding the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic. Reports suggest the family is deeply divided over how the King of Pop's story is being told on screen. Janet Jackson is reportedly not pleased with elements of the film, choosing to stay distant from the project entirely. Meanwhile, Jermaine Jackson is backing the production, standing behind his son Jafar Jackson, who takes on the challenging role of Michael himself. And adding even more weight to the conversation, Paris Jackson has also expressed skepticism toward Hollywood biopics, questioning how accurately her father's life can truly be portrayed. Three voices, three perspectives, one legacy. As anticipation builds for the film's release, one question remains: who gets to define Michael Jackson's story? For Viral, I'm Bob Evans.
Thank you, Bob, for that informative insight. Bob Evans is one of the best in the business. This Jackson family movie is anticipated because it's the Michael Jackson movie. This is a high-scale movie, high-end movie that many people are talking about, buzzing about. This could get Oscar praise for Carmen Domingo playing Michael's dad, Joe, and Jafar playing Michael. So it's a lot of moving parts. But like we said, they're always family. Sometimes family love each other, and sometimes family don't love each other, and sometimes there could be some agreements and some disagreements. Well, let's hear what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about this disagreement on this Michael movie. Is the family unit together, the Jackson family, or is it broken? Let's see what you people had to say.
So apparently there's some friction in the Jackson family. Apparently Janet Jackson and Jermaine Jackson got into a huge argument, according to sources, over the new Michael Jackson biopic. As you may know, the new Michael Jackson movie is coming out next month, and apparently the Jackson family got an exclusive screening. And Janet Jackson, according to sources from TMZ, did not like the movie at all. According to TMZ's source, they're saying that Janet Jackson has been jealous of Michael all of her life, and because her career is in the toilet, this is their words, this is a quote, that's why she's feeling away? I believe that Jermaine Jackson is fishing this story to TMZ. I don't know this for a fact. This is my own speculation, but based off of what I read in this TMZ article, their source is saying that Janet Jackson's career is in the toilet, that there's an issue between Janet and Jermaine. Remember, Jermaine's son, Jafar, is playing Michael Jackson in the movie. Here's the other thing that TMZ is saying in their article from their source. They're claiming that Janet Jackson saw this movie with her boyfriend, and even the boyfriend loved the movie and at one point says, now that's a movie. Now, Jermaine, the only person jealous of Michael Jackson in that family is you. The only person's career in that family that's in the toilet is yours. And I think you have gotten on your high horse because your son is starring in this movie. And I'm sure any parent would feel this way. But I think you fished this story to TMZ. I believe that. I don't know this for fact. This is just speculation. In my imagination, just based off what I read in that story, I believe you are the one that fished the story to TMZ about Janet. Janet is touring. She had one of the biggest selling tours last year. Janet is fine. Now, I can't say the same. I wouldn't be shocked that you are on your high horse. Your ego is big because your son is going to be the star of this movie. But let's be honest, your career is still going to be in the toilet after this movie. All hail Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
You cannot trick me! You cannot trick me!
Jermaine Jackson has said he's had enough of Janet Jackson following their major argument at a movie screening. The tension within the family has reached a new high after a private event for the upcoming Michael Jackson movie turned into a loud argument. The gathering was meant to be a positive moment for everyone to see Jafar Jackson playing his uncle for the very first time. However, sources say the atmosphere changed quickly when Janet began to loudly criticize the work being shown. This has deeply upset Jermaine because his son is the person playing the lead role in the film. One source said Jermaine really has had it with Janet. He feels she causes way too much drama and thinks she's completely unprofessional at an event meant to honor his son alongside Michael. This situation has caused a massive divide amongst the relatives who were present at the Los Angeles screening. While some people were happy with the movie, others felt in the middle of the disagreement between the two siblings. Jermaine reportedly feels that Janet was being unfair and that her behavior was out of place for such an important family milestone. Janet has always been a very strong figure in the family, but her honesty this time has caused a lot of drama. But before you go, I want to know, do you think Jermaine is right to be angry?
Janet Jackson is noticeably absent from the new Michael Jackson biopic, Michael, and the movie makes it like she doesn't even exist, and not all the siblings are a part of the film. And I looked into this because I thought it was very strange, and to be honest with you, a little bit distracting for me while I watched the movie. I did not know that Janet said no to her likeness being used in this film. When I went to see it, I just kept being like, when is Janet going to show up? Where's Janet? Is she in this movie? And she is not. And like I said, it's like she doesn't even exist, which is kind of crazy because she is so wildly famous as part of this family. And I know I heard what some of you have said. It's about Michael. We don't need Janet in there. I get it. But this movie is causing such family drama between all of the members of the family. Either they're an executive producer on this film or they wanted nothing to do with it. How divisive. And my question is, I wonder, is this because of the original draft that included the abuse allegations against Michael that this family did not want to sign off on being used in this film because they didn't like the way it was portrayed? We'll never know. We'll never know the answer. Now, there were some rumors that circulated saying that Janet watched a screening of the movie. She had notes for every scene and that she just didn't like anything about it. But that wouldn't make any sense because she either signed off on her likeness being used or she didn't, and she was never a part of it. So why would she go watch the screening and have all these notes after she already didn't want to be a part of it to begin with? It seems like she didn't like it at all. Now, allegedly, she was supportive of her nephew playing Michael, but that she just wanted no part of this biopic. And I do find it incredibly distracting that there are family members that are not a part of this film at all. And it's like they don't exist in the Jackson family. It makes the film a little less believable because I was thinking about it. It is so interesting that one of his children is a executive producer on this film and was allegedly there every single day of the filming. And then Paris Jackson has come out a few times saying that she is not supportive. She gave notes on the initial script and that she was ignored and she didn't appreciate that. Coleman Domingo reached out to her and then she kind of came around and said nicer things, but she still said, this is for a certain part of my dad's fandom that lives in a fantasy world and they will enjoy this movie. And I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That leaves me with more questions than answers. I wonder if they have a different opinion of the film now that it's out and it is a much lighter version than what we were originally supposed to get.
Jermaine Jackson currently has a ton of people concerned for him right now because of his face, and it's a lot worse than you think. Now, this face problem of Jermaine Jackson started getting recognized when he appeared for the movie premiere of the new Michael Jackson movie, and I wanted to compare the photo of Jermaine Jackson dating all the way back to 1998. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at some of the photos Jermaine Jackson appeared at the new Michael Jackson movie premiere, we can clearly see that something really crazy is going on with his face right now. I mean, it looks like there's just a lot of surgery being done recently and his ears are totally off. And this really has started a major concern for Jermaine Jackson around all of social media. A lot of people are really questioning what's actually going on behind the scenes that no one knew, because no one expected him to look like that when he appeared for the new Michael Jackson movie premiere. They expected him to look a little less normal. Now, everybody's pretty familiar of Michael Jackson and his crazy body and face transformation, but I wanted to share this photo of Jermaine Jackson. It looks like he's been going through the same things that Michael Jackson was dealing with when he was a younger age before he passed, but I'm curious to know your thoughts about Jermaine Jackson's current face.
Janet Jackson and brother Jermaine fight over their late brother's new film, Michael. But why is she so mad? There are two sides to this story, but there's only one. Backstory. Janet walked in with a tray of coffee. Across from her, brother Jermaine stood coiled with frustration. So why do you hate the film? Janet didn't answer right away, like she was buying time or choosing her words carefully. The film is missing an important element. I'm a producer on the film. I know what's in it. He wasn't religious, Jermaine. You've always had something against him. Even when we were kids. Jermaine snapped. Don't start that shit again. You wanted to sound like Michael, move like him, be him. The walk, the hair, that duet you bagged him for. He said no, Jermaine, and you never forgave him for that. That's ridiculous. Is it though? Janet leaned forward, and now her calm cracking just enough to show what was underneath. You started introducing him to people, lawyers, advisors, bad people. If you couldn't be him, you'll destroy him. You're out of your mind. Am I? His eyes burned with pure hatred as they locked on her. What are you even talking about? Michael wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. She confessed. The film got it wrong. Then what was he? Michael was a 5%er. Jermaine released a short, disbelieving laugh. Oh, come on, Janet. Now I know you've lost it. You think all of that was just performance? His 360 spin, that wasn't just choreography. That was a cipher representing the full circle. Life, energy, completion. And the glove, always worn on the right hand, never the left. You think that was random? That's the hand of power, authority, truth. That's where Jesus sits, on the right side. Stop it. He was a Jehovah's Witness. You thought you knew him. Man in the Mirror wasn't just a song. That was exposure, forcing people to look deeper, to see who they really are. You're insane. And that song, Black or White, that wasn't even the original title. What are you saying? The label made him change it. It was originally called The Black God. When we shot Scream, he told me that the black man is God and the black woman is Earth. The room went still. Jermaine stared at her. None of that is true. You want to know what else isn't in that film? He didn't answer. Her voice dropped to almost nothing. You quietly filed paperwork years ago. Jermaine's expression froze. To be the beneficiary of his estate. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was loaded. Now, why would you do that? Because I deserve the spotlight for once. Right. And I'm sure Michael would agree with me. Well, why don't you ask him yourself? Jermaine couldn't believe her words. What are you saying?
what happened is there was a private screening allegedly that went down in LA, and the screening was just for Michael Jackson's family because Michael, the biopic, is coming out on April 24th. So after the movie screening ends, according to reports, everybody's like super excited during the film. There's clapping, there's laughter, lights come up, and then the conversations start about things that could have been better. And they're alleging that this is all coming from Janet Jackson. They say that she was allegedly very vocal and very honest about things she didn't like, which caused the back and forth. They said she talked about the makeup, the acting, even things small down to how people were walking in this movie. And at the theater, when the back and forth was happening, Jermaine Jackson told Janet, "You're going to miss this wave." He allegedly called her so jealous, and they said that there was a blunt exchange that stunned a lot of people in the room. And there's a lot of people that support each other on both sides. Like, some people are supporting Janet in this, some people are supporting Jermaine in this.
Who the hell know all of this? Who leaked all this information?
This is all sourced information, and I will tell y'all, like, I've reached out on both sides. Well, I reached out on three sides. I reached out to the estate, I reached out to Janet Jackson's side, I reached out to Jermaine Jackson's side. Now, they normally don't say anything anyway, but
you and Jermaine go to the same hairstylist, right?
Shut up.
Wow.
Shut up. Not my source is the stylist. Shut up.
What?
No, we don't. You get on my nerves.
I can see it now. I can see it. I can't unsee it now.
Oh my God. No, but I reached out, and there's been times where if stories were like super, super crazy, I've at least been told, like, if you're going to report this, here's what you should know, or know that it's completely not true, because there are a lot of things that come out about the Jackson family that are just like all over the place. No one's saying anything to me, but these people have all these sources. Now, the source close that talked to TMZ tells them that the siblings got into it on a phone call after the whole family gathering in LA, that whole screening that went down, and they say Janet was still very critical. And the fact that Jermaine Jackson's son Jafar is starring as Michael Jackson in the film, Jermaine Jackson stood his ground. They say it was because Janet Jackson is like one of, she's like one of the big, I mean, they're all big names in the family, but Janet Jackson is,
definitely
she's the second biggest in the family. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She reacted, from what this report is that she reacted negatively because, once this film hits, she has to answer to that as well too.
And that's the problem, right? It's a movie at the end of the day, so they're still trying to make something that's going to be entertaining, that's going to appeal to a large majority of people. But if you're that person's family, like if you're Janet and you're his sister, if you're his child, you know him better than anybody. But so you watching this like, that's not my daddy. My daddy wouldn't have done that.
You figured she would be very, very a part of this because that's her brother,
close to her brother, and she was close to her brother, and she is the second biggest star in the family.
But also, this is the Michael movie, so nobody's gonna have a bigger role in this than Michael Jackson. It's about Michael.
What I'm saying is, why can't she have an opinion about it? I saw a trailer yesterday, and the movie looks great.
It looks fire. But, those trailers look great.
The makeup in some of them, it looks like
the
they
makeup do look a little crazy in some of them.
Like, he looked crazy in some of the shots. So I
love Michael Jackson.
I love Michael Jackson too.
But there was a time where he looked crazy in real life.
Yeah, but Jafar, they overdid it on Jafar.
Did they really? I haven't seen. I've seen the trailer, but I don't care. I'm going to see it in April.
I'm gonna go see it too.
I can't wait. I'm taking the kids.
I'm going as well.
Okay.
It looks great cinematically.
And whatever is happening behind the scenes, I hope that they figured out. They got a lot of other battles going on right now with that estate.
God bless the family and everything that they feeling and everything that they're going through. But as a consumer, in the words of a legend, who cares? I'm going to see it in April.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to see it in April. That's family business. They got to work that out amongst each other. I'm going to see it.
I'm sure we all know about the Michael Jackson biopic coming out in April, Michael, but it seems like Janet Jackson is smack in the middle of a heated battle with her brother Jermaine Jackson and other family members over the upcoming biopic. According to a source closely tied to the family, the drama started after the whole Jackson family got together in Los Angeles last week to screen the film. We're told things escalated during a phone call afterward, with Janet being very critical of the movie while Jermaine loudly applauded it. Well, it is worth noting Jermaine's son, Jafar Jackson, actually stars in the movie as Michael in the film. But according to the source, their conflict goes deeper than just the movie. The source claims Janet always been insanely jealous of Michael and her career is in the toilet. We're told Janet, who is by far the second most successful Jackson, was the only person who reacted negatively after the family preview. Our source says even Janet's boyfriend cheered after the screening and said, "Now that's a movie." Meanwhile, other family members, including matriarch Katherine Jackson, reportedly loved it. And the New York Post reports most of the family is Team Jermaine when it comes to the project. The movie was produced by the Michael Jackson estate, but Janet did not participate and isn't featured in the film. Sources say Janet was offered an opportunity to join the production, but declined, and as for her being left out of the script, we're told it would have only been a bit role anyway. We've reached out to Janet's camp for comment. So far, no word back. As a huge Jackson fan, I hate to see the family going through drama like this, especially around a movie so many people are excited for, but let us know what you guys think about this.
Jermaine Jackson's recent appearance has people concerned right now, and it's a lot worse than you think. Basically, Jermaine Jackson is one of Michael Jackson's siblings, and he appeared to the Michael Jackson movie premiere. At first, everything seemed fine until people saw Jermaine Jackson on the red carpet. He literally looked unrecognizable. His ears look like elf ears, and his face is literally like scrunched together. Jermaine Jackson has been trying to compete with Michael Jackson's look for ages. It's been a known thing. He's always had some type of jealousy just because of Michael's success and his looks, and he feels like he has to compete with him. You would think by now that Michael Jackson's gone that he would have lowered down a little bit, but no, he actually went in even more. I mean, it's so bad what his doctor did to him. He can't even make facial expressions anymore. It is horrible. Other than that though, I mean, physically he seems to be doing just fine, but outwardly we need to seek a therapist because that is not okay. But overall, I hope he's doing really well and that he can really get a hold of this whole outward fixation on trying to be Michael, because it's just getting unhealthy at this point. But hey, I do cover daily trends, news, and updates, and I want to keep you updated, so make sure you guys add me to come back.
Janet and Jermaine Jackson are reportedly in a feud after a private screening of the Michael movie. The report claims that Janet hated everything about the movie and even went on to say that Jermaine accused her of being jealous. This is a lot. We gotta unpack this real quick. Okay, so apparently a couple days ago, over the weekend, I'm not sure, the entire Jackson clan got together for a private screening of the Michael movie. Now, one of the reports said 60 members of the Jackson clan. Now look, I don't know them people personally, but since when the fuck was it 60 of them? I don't know, maybe they got a bunch of cousins we don't know about, you know what I'm saying? But allegedly during this screening, Janet Jackson negatively criticized everything from the makeup to the acting skills, the dancing. The report even says she had a problem with the way they walked. Naturally, of course, Jermaine Jackson was the one to defend everything. And of course, with his son playing in the movie, naturally he would defend it, right? Well, allegedly, I gotta say allegedly because I'm sorry, but this story don't even sound halfway believable. His clapback to his sister was that she was jealous. It was also allegedly stated that Jermaine told Janet to get on the wave. Bro, this don't even sound real. But there's multiple articles talking about it, with one of those articles being TMZ. TMZ usually be on bullshit, so like I said, we got to take this with a grain of salt. Also in the report, it was said that every single person that was at the screening loved the movie except Janet. I don't know, that sounds more like a LaToya move than a Janet move, but again, I don't believe this actually happened. Because first of all, what could the second most successful Jackson have to be jealous of? Motherfucker, this ain't Rebe or LaToya, no disrespect. But this is Janet we talking about. Janet and jealousy don't even go together. Like I said, bro, none of this even sounds believable. It literally just popped up today out of nowhere. Y'all hit me up in the comments and tell me what you think about all of this. Because like I said, bro, me personally, this sounds like some bullshit. But we got to see. Maybe she'll make a public statement. I don't know.
You people didn't hold back one bit. You people let it be known that the Jackson family is the greatest family. But some of you think there is a rift going on in the Jackson family. So, like we said, we're going to keep a very close eye on this and see if anything progresses or any updates. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching Viral. Is there a family rift going on in the Jackson family? The musical family, the famous musical family that's producing hits and producing artists like Michael Jackson and Janet, and now Jafar, who's acting as his famous uncle. But is there a rift going on between Jafar and his dad, with Janet disagreeing with every detail of the movie, as well as Paris don't want nothing a part of it? We get to the latest on the next edition of Viral.